Hello and welcome back to episode 71 of Unknown to World Known. We're back with Roma following our loss in the cup final. And since then, we've not lost. We beat Napoli 2-1. Fiorentina we drew 1-1 with, thanks to a late, not as late as a fourth goal. We then beat Cagliari 3-0 quite comfortably before a frustrating draw with Crotone in the penultimate game of the season. And now we're back to play Brescia, who were actually our first game in charge as well for the final game of the season. We can no longer finish in the top seven, which I think means we are without European football next year. However, we do still need to pick up points so that we can finish ahead of Napoli. So that is there's still something to play for. I think finishing above Napoli would be a decent result for us, and hopefully we can do that. And then following the match, we'll have our season review, and then we'll head into the transfer window. Let's go see how we're going to line up against Brescia. And going into this game, we're going with a lineup of Verina in goal, a back four of Maitland-Niles, Varnier, Ibanez, and Festa. Midfield, we've got Keita and Hannibal. Fernando on the right, Eze through the middle, Victoriano on the left, and then Jomar is leading the line for us today, with probably his last chance to prove he should be leading the line. I'm really thinking that's the position we need. We need somebody who can score goals. We've really been missing that in the time I've had this team. We don't score enough goals, I don't think, and a lot of that does come down to you striker. I don't think we've got any that are good enough as we go 1-0 down from a header from Diego Ortiz. It's just a simple ball to the far post there. Alvarez send it back there. It's Varnier beaten to the ball in the air. After we've really been quite comfortably in control of the first half, other than that one corner that they've had. Napoli are now drawing, which means they go level on points with us, but don't get ahead of us. The poor ball forward gets cleared, and Ibanez and Varney are now playing it to Fernando on the right hand side. Maitland-Niles in a crossing position sends it in. Victoriano finishes brilliantly. He is someone who we definitely need to try and keep hold of over the summer. I mean, he had a couple of fitness problems for us since I've come in, but he's easily our best player. Even with fitness problems, I think he's the top scorer for us, and he's a winger. So if we are selling him, which I'm going to try not to do, but without European football, I don't think he's going to want to stay. Oh, what a strike. What a strike that was to send us 2-1 down, but Mora and Reyes, I mean, it's all from a lump ball forward. Ortiz manages to head down to him and he just hits it on the volley. And it's straight into the top corner. We're going to tell them not happy with that and fire them up at the start of the second half. If we pull up the... Oh, never mind. We'll just do it quickly. Latest scores. We're 3-1 down. No, we're not. Napoli are also losing though, so... You know, at least we're not losing while they're winning, I suppose. We're going to bring Angelino on. Keita can come off because he's been really poor. And they header over. We're going to have to start going attacking and demanding more. This isn't the way you want your season to end. I should point out, I have applied for a job. I don't expect to get it. Ibanez with a fantastic little volley there at the far post to level us up. The Bayern Munich job came up, and I just felt like you've got to apply for a job like that. I don't think anything comes of it, but when it's Bayern Munich, you have to shoot your shot, don't you, and see if you've managed to get it. As Brescia come back at us, but the shot is well wide. We're going to send Jota on for the last few minutes for Eze, and then Jota can move up front, and Jomar can move in behind him. Angelino throws it with force towards Victoriano, but it's headed away. Jomar picks it up and finds Hannibal. Angelino with space for a cross drills it in. Jota, you've got to finish that one. That one was a very poor finish from Jota. Fernando picks the ball up from the deflecting Jomar, and Hannibal now finds Victoriano. We've got Angelino in a lot of space on the left hand side. Maitland-Niles is in space on the right. Exchanges the ball. That is the weirdest 1-2 I have ever seen between Victoriano and Maitland-Niles, but it puts us 3-2 up with only a few minutes to go. Victoriano plays it out to the wing. Maitland-Niles first time, and just nobody's gone with him. Fantastic way to make it 3-2. And we're going to now lower the tempo a bit. It seems like we're just being a bit too conservative. We started pressing them, and that's where the goals come from very quickly. Ortiz on the ball, plays it through for Nils, and Varnier apparently got the block on that. Ortiz now getting his cross blocked by Angelino. I think Napoli are still losing, so it looks like we are going to secure the 8th place in the table, but it's really not good enough for Roma, and hopefully next year, with a summer of transformation, we can come back with a better team. Kadri with a free kick very late on. It's caught by Russo, who's now got time to try and pick a pass, launches it forward, and Ulai manages to beat Maitland-Niles in the air. Zazu now on the left hand side with space to pick across, and Nils has somehow managed to set Rissi up to make it 3-3, and that is really disappointing. Jomar could. I mean, how in the world has Nicky managed to set that up for a header? That's ridiculous. We've got 3 minutes of injury time now to try and sneak a winner out of this. Maitland-Niles gets his cross blocked, but it's picked up by Kadri, who goes inside to Jomar. And we're looking to work back down that right hand side again. Maitland-Niles whips the cross in, but it's headed away by Reyes. And Ortiz now plays it to Ricky, and they've got a chance to break. A ball through for Nils. Keeper's come out for it and not got it. And we've lost 4-3. That is a sickening gut punch. Ricky with just a long ball through. I don't want to watch the finish. We are throwing a water bottle. And we are just going in on them. That is disgraceful to lose. To be winning twice that late on. And then lose. I'm really not happy with that. We luckily managed to finish 8th on the basis of Napoli also bottled it. We'll be back with a season review in just a moment. Okay, so we're back now for the 28-29 season review. So in terms of new arrivals, I don't recall many of these being ours, but let's have a look. They we're very happy with Hannibal, who came in before we joined. Sergio Gomez was our signing C+. They're a bit unhappy with the wages, but oh well. They were happy with Giglione, the right back. I haven't played him for a while, actually. I'm not even sure why. They're very happy with Rodrigo, who will be able to start playing following this season. Was there anyone that I sold here? I don't believe there is there. So moving on to the season results, the expectation was qualify for the Europa League. We did only manage a top half finish, but that's not really on me. They agreed with me to finish in the mid-table. Europa League, they wanted to reach the second knockout round. I was very annoyed that we got knocked out by Celtic. They didn't seem to mind. And in the Coppa Italia, they wanted the quarter final. We managed to get all the way to the final with an impressive win against Lazio in the semi-final. And Victoriano getting the 12 goals. Moments to remember. So we've got the 4-0 win against Vicenza, which was before I arrived, and the match to remember before I arrived. They won 2-1 after getting 2 red cards. And then the goal of the season went for Joma for this goal in the game against Inter Milan. So Jota picked the ball up deep, long ball over the top towards Joma, who dinked it beautiful over the goalkeeper into the back of the net. A very good goal. It feels like it probably shouldn't be goal of the season to me. I feel like probably Victoriano's volley in the final game of the season was better than that. But we'll continue with the season review. So finance-wise, we did lose a little bit of sponsorship, but only that 200,000. 200,000. Quite a bit down on broadcast revenue, which I imagine is probably down to something to do with Europe. We did go up on corporate hospitality, prize money, and match day commercial and retail. We sold 84,000 shirts with Eze, Miani, Victoriano, Jota, and Rodrigo, who wasn't actually playing. How we lined up. So this was our best 11 for the season. Vernier in goal. He started to take over after I came in. Galini just wasn't up to it. Maitland-Niles, Ibanez, Varnier, Angelino, Kadri and Hannibal. Kadri didn't play much, which is a bit of an odd one. Then Fernando, Eze, Victoriano, and then Miani up front. Miani definitely isn't up front in mine, but Fernando did have some very impressive performances for us. Accolades. Fans Player of the Season went to Ibanez. Young Player of the Season was Victoriano. Sign of the Season for the left back Festa. Angelino with the most assists. Victoriano with the most player of the matches and the highest average rating. And also record breaker Hannibal with 14 yellow cards and 1 red card. Doesn't seem that bad. So that's our season review all completed. So going into next year, they want us to qualify for the Europa Conference League. We are going to accept that, and then have we got any confirmation on finances? At least 22 million. So we'll just have a look and see if we get anything about our transfer budget in the next couple of days, and then we'll be rounded up the episode. Okay, so we've got our budgets for next year. We've got £22.76 million transfer budget, 2.8 million on the wages, so that gives us, based on committed spending, another 400,000 to spend there. And transfer budget, we're currently at 15% of transfer revenue. Let's have a look at that. We'll try and get that increased, if nothing else. And we'll see what happens with this squad. I think it's Rulli's leaving. Galini, we've agreed to let him leave this summer. I don't think he'll be the only one on the way out this year. We've got a really big squad with just so much that isn't good enough to play for us, really. So we're going to be trying to trim down the size of the squad and just bring in a few key players to. At the moment, we've got depth, but not strength in depth. So we're going to be trying to get rid of a lot of dead wood and bring in players who are actually going to help the team. And we'll see how we get on over the summer. If you have enjoyed that, please do leave a like. Comment what positions you think need strengthening the most, and do subscribe if you are enjoying the series. Thank you very much for watching.